Right, in this video we're going to take a look at how we can merge images together to cope with a wide dynamic range in a scene. The basic photographic theory is to expose for the highlights when you have this kind of dynamic range to cope with. So basically it's much easier to bring back details in the shadows when editing. Sometimes the highlights are so bright though that this method can cause the shadows to clip where there's literally no detail, a common problem when shooting towards the sun. So one way we can balance exposures is to use a graduated ND filter. Alternatively, you can use AEB or auto exposure bracketing, basically taking a sequence of images, varying the exposure, usually by one stop between. So a 3-shot bracket with 1-stop increments is designed to capture details in the brightest highlights and the darkest shadows. The images can then be merged to get a single high dynamic range image. As long as you don't push the dynamic range too far, you get a really nice natural looking result. So the first technique I'll cover is where you have your 3 images saved as JPEGs. So we can just open the 3 files as normal in Photoshop, and then we can just go down to the file menu, file automate, and then we're just choosing merge to HDR Pro. And then it's going to pick up the source files. If I click add open files, they're already open in the workspace, and then we simply click OK. It is also, as you can see there, going to attempt to automatically align source images. So we let Photoshop carry out its work and see what we end up with. And then the final image, of course, can be processed in order to create something that just has that sort of improved tonality throughout. So in our custom settings here, we've got a custom preset, and then we can just work our way down the various controls that we have here, or we can just click OK, and then we can take the final result into Adobe Camera Raw once we're happy with the settings here. We just wait until that runs through the process. And then we can just simply go to filter and then the Camera Raw filter. And then we would carry out the normal edits, just keeping a very close eye on the histogram. So take our highlights down, and it's just starting to reveal a little bit of detail. Open the shadows up a little bit. As always, set the white and the black point, so holding down the option key. As soon as we see where the image is blowing out, we can pull back. Then the same with the darks as well. Take clarity up a little bit, and dehaze, just to bring a little bit of, get rid of a bit of the haze within the scene. Vibrance we can increase slightly, again just to improve the look of everything and those undersaturated colours. We can pop down to optics and just check to see if anything needs to be adjusted there. Geometry looks okay, so we'll probably just leave things as they are in geometry, and there we have it. So from having one underexposed image, one normal and one over, we've simply worked with JPEGs in this case to create an HDR image. Then we simply click OK, and the processing has been applied. So we still have the 3 original images open in tabs, as you can see across the top, and then we have the larger HDR image that we can work on further if needs be. Thank you for watching.